originally was born here. I'm Jerry Rosenberg. I lived a block away from Hafer Boat Company. As a young boy growing up, the boat situation just, I don't know, block away, walk down. And so when I was there, I said 8, 9, 10 years old, doing nothing. They'd say, "What are you doing?" "Oh, nothing." "Here was a piece of sandpaper, sand the side of that boat." "Yeah, okay," you know, so I did that, and that's how I got to know Glenn, and my brother had worked there before this, and of course he was there, and he only worked there for, oh, probably a year and a half, 2 years, and then he went on, and then I just kept coming down, and we had like I said, a block away, and there wasn't any houses between us and them, so I'd come through the thickets of woods, and they called me the Gray Ghost, because all of a sudden I'd show up, you know. And then it got to the point where, you know, I was there all the time, and they kind of, well, okay, do this, do that, be a dock boy, you know, and just help out in the shop, and that's with the old shop. Now, then I got into painting, and they taught me the technique of varnishing and this sort of thing. And so after probably I was 14 maybe, I was painting and varnishing boats, mainly Havers. And that's how that all got started. He was a great guy. He was, you know, his only son there, and they didn't have any kids. And so Glenn would sit down and we'd talk about what he did in his previous days, and he had quite a racing history. In fact, he went out to Seattle and raced at the World's Fair against Firestone, Goodyear, you know, some of them. And he would have won it, but he ran out of gas. So, I mean, that's, you know, that's what Glenn's stories. And so that's pretty neat, running with the big boys from Iowa, you know. But he ran all over the Midwest racing here and there. Two guys in the Air Force bought one of the boats out of Texas, I believe. And they took it and they put it in a wind tunnel to see if they could improve it. And they said there's no way that you could improve on the way the boat is built to make it go any faster. And so the boat that's in Oklahoma with the fins, I put the fins on that. And so, you know, it's been a while since I've been there, and then there's a few other people that I helped build the last dozen or so that were made. And it's a lot of handwork, you might say, because you put the strips in, and then you have the oak strips that come up. You drill a hole, pilot hole, pound the nail in tight, clench it or turn it over, and then you had an old iron, and that's all it was the old iron type, and that was the weight, and put it on one side and clench it on the other. And there's a lot of nails in so it was an experience, you know, and I was there until I got drafted at almost 19, and then I got out of the service, so I was going to come back and try and buy the place because he was getting older, and he was signing the papers over to somebody else, so, you know, that's how that went. But as far as Glenn Hafer, he'd do anything for you, you know.
That's great.
He had a really interesting life around here as growing up, and with his dad, they used to make ice boats, and they used to tell stories of ice boating on the lakes and this sort of thing. And it was a pretty neat deal. You know, they have a board or several boards down at the museum where it's got paint on it, and that's what you do. You go in, you paint the boats, and then that's where you clean your brush out. Is outside the door on the wall. Yeah, and there's probably, I don't know, an inch of paint on there. I was born in 47.
Okay.
So, you know, I was there in the 60s, you might say, all of the 60s, you might say, until 67, and then I got drafted. So, I had some good years there.